How stressful is it for an employer when their employee is taking them to tribunal? I will heavily caveat my response. I have never worked for an employer that an employee has successfully taken them to tribunal. I deal mostly with settlement agreements, and that's not because the employee is likely to win, it's because the employer can't be bothered to go to tribunal. Now, tribunals cost a lot of money for an employer. You've got witness expenses, legal fees, expert witness fees, you're potentially paying the other side's fees. It's often just not worth it. And whether it's stressful or not really depends on the organisation. If your organisation isn't prepared, they don't know what they're doing, then it's going to be stressful for them because they're going to have a lot of legwork to do. If you're putting together a lot of evidence, it can be thousands of pages. It takes a hell of a lot of time. So it's less stressful and more irritating, just with the sheer volume of work that you have to do. And preparing employees will also depend on the employee. If they really can't get their story straight, it's going to be a nightmare for you. But some employees are very good at tribunal. You have to make sure that your employee is coming across as confident and truthful because tribunals often remark on the credibility of your employees or your witnesses. And some employers are used to being at tribunal, so they won't find it stressful at all. There are certain organisations that you always see at tribunal, so for them this would just be another day in the office. But for some organisations that aren't at tribunal often, they will find this very stressful. Ultimately, it's more stressful in the lead up to tribunal, getting everything together, all of the paperwork together to get to tribunal. And by the time you get to tribunal, it's really going to depend on who you are as a person, how your company is, and how the company has decided to take their approach and whether you agree with that. Because if you don't agree with the approach that your company's taking, then you're going to find it more stressful as an individual.